In the previous clips, we have tested and implemented the logic to enable and disable the Save button. Now we want to save a friend. So we have to implement the actual save logic. We will also add and publish a friend saved event so that we can use that event to refresh the friends in the navigation. Okay, let's start with the save logic. Here I've opened up the friend edit view model. In the previous clips, we have implemented the onSaveCanExecute method for the save command. Now let's focus on the onSaveExecute method, where we need to implement the actual save logic. When I scroll up, you see that the friend edit view model takes an iFriend data provider. When I go to that interface, you see that we have here a save friend method. So when the command is executed, we need to call that method. So we can just call that save friend method here in the onSaveExecute method. But wait, we are doing test-driven development, so we need to write a unit test up front. I have already prepared a test in the friend edit view model tests class. So when I scroll down here, you see here is a test method that is called should call save method of data provider when save command is executed. On the friend edit view model, I call the load method with the friend ID. On the loaded friend, I change the first name. Then I execute the save command, and after that, I verify on the data provider mock if the save friend method has been called once. As a parameter, the save friend method needs to be called with the friend model that has been loaded in the friend edit view model. Okay, so let's run the tests, and for sure this test will be red. Okay, here we go. We have a red test. Now let's go to the friend edit view model and let's implement this. So it's quite easy. We just use the data provider, and on the data provider we call the save friend method and we pass in our friend model. Okay, so we can run the tests again. And now the test is green. After we have saved the friend, we need to accept the changes. So let's just go to the friend edit view model tests class and let's add another test method. I just copy this one. And I call the method should accept changes when save command is executed. I load a friend, I change it, I execute the save command, and then I assert that the view model friend is change property is false, because we need to accept the changes after the save command has been executed. So let's run the tests again. And here we go, we have another red test. So let's go to the friend edit view model, and after we have saved the friend, we call on our friend wrapper the accept changes method. And as you might remember, that method does nothing else than setting the isChange property of the friend wrapper to false. Okay, cool. So now let's run the tests. And here we go, we have green tests. Now let's see what we need to do next. In the previous clip, we have implemented the save logic in the friend edit view model's onSaveExecute method. Here we call the data provider's save friend method and we pass in our friend model. On the friend wrapper, we accept the changes after we have saved the friend. As we have only green unit tests, let's run the application. Let's open up a friend and let's change the first name here. Now let's save that friend. Okay, the friend has been saved, but as you can see, in the navigation, we have still the old name. So when we save the friend, we need to update the name in the navigation. Let's look now how to do this. In the friend edit view model, we have the save command. When that command is executed, we want to use the event aggregator to publish a friend saved event. The navigation view model, which contains the navigation items, will subscribe to that event so that it can update the friend's name. Alright, so this is what we want to do. Let's start with the friend edit view model to publish the friend saved event. Before we go to the tests, let's specify the new friend saved event. So here I right click on the events folder and I say add class. I call the new class friend saved event. And let's make it public and let's inherit from pub sub event. Okay, and as a parameter, we want to have a friend. Alright. Now let's go to the friend edit view model and let's add an event aggregator parameter here to the constructor. Okay, we need to use the Prism events namespace and we call the parameter event aggregator. We store that event aggregator in the field event aggregator. Okay, so far so good. Now we can go to the friend edit view model tests class and we can implement the unit tests. So here in the constructor, we first set up a mock for our friend saved event. Okay, and we store that mock in the friend saved event mock field. Next, we set up an event aggregator mock. Okay, and we store that also in a field that we call event aggregator mock. Now on the event aggregator mock, we need to set up the getEvent method. We want to set up this method for the friend saved event. Okay. And when that method is called, we want to return the instance from our friend saved event mock. Alright, cool. So we have set up everything and now we can pass in the event aggregator instance to the friend edit view models constructor. Alright, cool. Now let's write a unit test. So let's scroll down and we just copy this method here. And now we just call the method should publish friend saved event when save command is executed. So again, we load a friend, we change it, and we execute the save command. Then we need to verify if the event has been published. So on our friend saved event mock, we call the verify method, and we verify if the publish method of that mock has been called. And it needs to be called with a parameter, which is in this case the friend model. And we expect that method to be called exactly once. Okay, cool. Let's run the tests. And this test method is red. Now let's go to the friend edit view model and let's scroll down to our onSave execute method. Here we just take the event aggregator and we call the getEvent method. We want to publish the friend saved event. Okay, so let's call the publish method and we just pass in our friend model. Okay, cool. Let's run the tests again. And all the tests are green. So now we can grab that event in the navigation to refresh the friend's name after the friend has been saved.